Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is the Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey,
Hey guys.
and the Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
What up, Dale?
And I'm your Lord of Punishment, Scribe Light. And boy, do I feel like I've lived up to my name in the last 2.5 some odd hours. I thought I was done with my workday. But no, not really. Maybe now. Don't know. Find out in half an hour. But that aside, hi, chat, everyone. Hope everyone's had a good week so far. And the rest of your week looks bright and shiny. And thank you, Terry DeMontis, before the stream started. Was taking the stream off Satsu's channel Scribe's way of fighting affirmative action? Yes, that's exactly what it was. How are you guys? How are you, Satsu?
I'm glad I finally have internet.
Yay!
Yeah, it's been a clusterfuck of a day. I still have not gotten my couch and my table, but my internet works, so I'm good there. The house is kind of all over the place, and I got a lot of shit to do, but I'm here.
Yay! And Monkey, how are you?
I'm having a monkey day. How are you, Scribe?
Well, I'm having a Scribe day, I guess, in that regard. So, but my day is probably far better off than a monkey day. So, I'm sorry you're having a monkey day.
So am I the most enthusiastic person in this stream? Because this is going to be a rare event.
You might be. I don't know. I gotta find my center. I gotta find my chakra or whatever going forward because I was having a relatively laid back day, until, like I say, about 2.5 some odd hours ago, and then everything kind of went like, oh, by the way, your day's over again somehow. And but now I'm going to pull myself out of it because there's entertainment to be had and entertainment to give, and that's what we do here.
That's right.
Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies. Hit that like button if you have not already, and many of you have not. You would make my day a little bit brighter if you would hit that like button. Can we get to 100 likes before 15 minutes have passed? I don't know. It's up to you, chat. You let me know. And share our stuff. Let's see. Most of us have things to share because most of us have libraries upon libraries of things to look at. Probably things you've never seen before, because we've been doing this independently each for like 2 years now or more. Something like that. So, yeah. And like we've said many times and we'll continue to say, with YouTube's falling off in support for smaller creators especially, but creators in general, you guys are our best algorithm for spreading the word of our stuff or anyone else that you happen to like on YouTube. So we appreciate your retweeting and sharing our stuff when it happens or just letting people know about the show. So thank you. Let's see. Are you guys game streaming tonight?
No, I still have to. I still got to get some shit together. And I could stream tonight, but I need to take it slow. So
okay.
Yeah.
Anything else to mention and or plug before? Actually, wait. I forgot something. I almost forgot something. See, if I'd forgotten something, I wouldn't be saying this. It reminds me of the thing I had somebody say to me once. I have a perfect memory. I never forget anything. And I looked at him. I said, "How would you know?" Not today, but on Sunday, it was Jenna P's daughter's birthday. And we had been requested that we sing happy birthday so long as all three of us were here. So we couldn't do it Monday night, but we can do it now. And Jenna P's daughter's name is Lori. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she just turned, was it 15, I think? Let me double check and make sure I'm not completely off base. Yes, she turned 15 on the 3rd. So, Monkey, will you lead us into it?
Yeah. Lori, I know it's a little past your birthday, but we wanted to get it right. So this one is for you. And a 1 and a 2.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday! Oh shit!
Happy birthday to you.
I'm back, baby.
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
dear
dear
Lori.
Lori.
I missed you guys.
Happy
birthday
birthday to you.
Lori, I hope you had a great birthday. I really do.
Happy birthday, Lori. Let's see. Oh, and also, I won't give away too much because it's up to Jenna, but Jenna has also welcomed a new baby into the family in the last 24 hours.
New baby?
Yeah, I was sent a picture. So it is another member of the family. I mean, if she wants to expand on that, that's up to her. But I'll just say congratulations publicly. Otherwise, a little baby in the family, not her own, but one in the family. Alrighty, well, let's get into the schnuzz. As the title would suggest, I have a Michael Jackson story. Can you imagine that? I know, right? Corey Feldman clarifies statements that seemed to defend Michael Jackson. So there was this documentary that came out in the last few days about Michael Jackson and the allegations of his molesting boys and things. And apparently that has been taken. It was an HBO documentary, and as a consequence, several places have, like radio stations, have said they'll never play Michael Jackson music again as a result of the information in this documentary. I haven't seen the documentary. I don't even know much about it, but maybe this story will tell us. Corey Feldman, who has said he was molested as a child, has clarified tweets he sent that seemed to defend Michael Jackson. Quote, I want to be very clear. I stand for any and all victims of sexual abuse or assault, Feldman said in a statement provided to CNN. Quote, as a survivor and someone who has been fighting for this to become a focal topic of our society for decades and is fighting diligently to abolish the statutes of limitation across the country, I applaud all victims for letting their voices be heard, and I encourage the public debate to continue, unquote. The former child star had earlier slammed the documentary, which you didn't mention anywhere in this article prior to this, so we don't know what documentary you're talking about, which alleged that Jackson was a sexual predator as one-sided. Quote, wait, that's not a quote. That was a quote. Sorry. My brain's a little discombobulated right now, guys. It's been a long couple hours. Feldman tweeted a lengthy statement Monday, giving his thoughts about HBO's Leaving Neverland. The film examines disturbing claims by James Safechuck and Wade Robson that Jackson sexually abused them over a period of several years when they were children. Jackson's family has denied the allegations and condemned the documentary, calling it a public lynching, and Jackson's accusers, quote, admitted liars, unquote, in reference to sworn statements they both made while Jackson was alive that he did not molest them. Feldman was friends with Jackson as a youngster and said he had fond memories of the late pop star. Quote, my memories, period, and thank God for me, my memories of MJ were mostly fond, aside from our one and only fight. Okay, Corey Feldman's typing like a teenager on Twitter. It's, R as in the letter R, not our R. R1, the number one, and only fight, because he incorrectly feared I would turn on him and make up lies, Feldman tweeted. I never did. I never would. I pray those boys can sleep with that same clarity of consciousness. Let God be, the letter B, thy judge. Feldman said he took issue with the documentary given that Jackson, who died in 2009, is not around to defend himself. Anyway, I don't know. I still like Michael Jackson's music. Is that a sin because he may have done horrible things to kids? I guess maybe it is.
Nope, it's not. Hey, I don't know if Tall Person caught this in the chat, but thank you for welcoming me back. He donated to me on Streamlabs. I didn't know if he got that, so appreciate it.
There's a Sinatra in the chat. Hello, Sinatra.
Hola, Sinatra.
Hey, Sinatra, are you free right now? You want to come on? I haven't.
Don't let that dyke on.
What? Wait, he blocks water from flooding the Dutch lands?
That's right.
Wow.
And I hate it. Well,
hey, why don't we have a Sinatra on? Yeah, I know it's a real burden for everybody, but
That man is a racist. He told me he hate white people the other day, and it pissed me off.
Oh, he did he?
He sure did.
All right. Well, we'll wait for Sinatra to get on here. Just a reminder, guys, that on Sunday, I have another Familiar with the Matter coming up. And tomorrow, per usual, we'll be on Monkey's channel. Those are our station identification promos for the moment while we wait for Satsu. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I mean, maybe not just Michael Jackson, but just people in general. It's like, you know, is it less fun to watch a movie with, say, Kevin Spacey in it now because of his scandal, or I don't know, anything like Michael Jackson's music or stuff? Does the art someone produces or the work someone does it become persona non grata if the person themselves is found out later to be awful in some fashion?
I guess it depends on how highly you regarded it based on that fact. So if you're like, this person makes amazing things, but I think that because I like them and I think they're a good person. Because if your liking of them was that shallow, where you're just like, I like their stuff because I like them, then yeah, I can see how a person could be like, oh, I don't like them anymore, so now I don't like their stuff either.
The art doesn't change. I understand it. Like in Kevin Spacey's example, he's still alive and collecting residuals, that kind of stuff. So you're supporting him still.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael Jackson is dead. So taking a stand against Michael Jackson now, I mean, really? And it's not like any of this was stuff nobody'd heard before. And there's actually plenty of reason to doubt what the veracity of this new film. Razor Fist has done a good couple of videos on this.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. As far as punishing him, like, we're not going to play this anymore. We're not going to listen. Michael should be depersoned.
You guys
had no problem with
the
them.
Slate article?
The what?
That Slate article talking about Michael Jackson?
No, well, it was a CNN thing talking about the documentary. This seems to be a pattern now. It's like with the John Wayne thing. Oh, an interview he did 40 years ago is quote unquote resurfaced. Now we have to take his name off of an airport. A documentary comes about Michael Jackson resurfacing decades old allegations. Now we have to stop playing his music. Are we just going to keep using necromancy to find reasons to be offended at things that can't be helped now?
Well, the thing with the Michael Jackson one is, unlike, how many people here knew that John Wayne quote before we saw that story a week ago?
Never heard of it.
Exactly. How many of us have heard jokes about Michael Jackson banging kids?
Yeah,
quite
forever.
a few. Quite a few.
Everybody's heard those jokes because most likely he banged kids, but no one cared at the time.
You see, that's my thing. Nobody cared. And this is a big push. This film is nothing more than trying to get money from his estate, if you followed this whole thing. Because they lost a lawsuit against his estate, and they're trying to sue it again. And this is just part of the PR blitz for it. So, look, you guys don't want to listen to Michael? Don't. I'll be over here singing Billie Jean because I like the music.
Well, hello, Sinatra, by the way.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
Much better. I just got done with a stream, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Good. Haven't had John in a while, and I was actually thinking about inviting you earlier today, and then I got distracted by work stuff, but now you're
How
here, so
dare
yay! Kismet.
How dare you?
I know. How dare. How dare.
Just remember, if he gets too excited, remind him not to have a stroke.
Well, if he gets that excited and has a stroke, just mute your mic so I don't have to hear it.
Yeah.
I love that you laugh at this. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I? It's funny.
Because some people take themselves too goddamn seriously.
I hope I never become one of those people.
I hope you don't either. I hate to have to stop talking to you.
I just take format seriously.
I do
Yes,
have a
you
little check mark next to my name, so maybe I should
That's
take
true.
myself a little.
Oh,
more
yeah.
seriously.
Yeah, don't gloat too much or nothing. Mr. Fancy Pants. Anyway, speaking of fancy pants, let's talk about Trump.
Oh, sure.
So CNN specifically Harry Enton, Harry Enton, at CNN, who is well known for his accuracy in the 2016 election predictions.
What did he say?
Oh, well, he was like, Hillary's going to be a landslide and that kind of shit.
Oh, great.
So but Harry Enton, who now has a job with Chris Cillizza, who was also a genius when it came to predicting things in 2016, and also now works for CNN. Harry Enton wants us to know that early polling suggests 2020 will be about Trump. That's bad news for him. Harry, how bad news was it for him in 2016?
Right.
Yeah, that is exclusively why he won, because it was all about him. So
now let's see what Harry has to say. President Donald Trump was able to win the White House in 2016 despite being the least liked major party nominee in history. Well, I'll stipulate to that just for the sake of argument, Harry. So how does that make him less likely of a winner this time around? Do tell us. Today, more people continue to dislike than like Trump. Okay. If Trump's popularity ratings remain low, the question is whether he can repeat his 2016 feat. Harry, look at the first sentence of your own fucking article. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little on edge today. New polling suggests that Trump will have difficulty doing that because, for now, the 2020 election looks like it will be a referendum on him. And 2016 wasn't?
I just...
Okay, I'm trying. I'm actually not being facetious or sarcastic here. Just these first 3 sentences or so of this article have... It's as though you're ignoring all the events that took place during the 2016 election and the outcome.
Well,
Yeah, like he literally said, now is exactly how it was back then, but that's bad now.
well, you got to remember, these are people who believe the Russians helped Trump get elected. They won't be helping this time.
They have a hard time accepting reality that Russia did not do anything to the election.
Well, I looking at this and knowing a little bit about the guy that's writing this, it almost seems like he can't acknowledge that he was wrong back then, even though he wrote a whole article back then after the fact telling how he got it wrong. But now, okay, I'm gonna keep going. Maybe there's a twist here. Maybe there's some M. Night Shyamalan in here. An NBC News Wall Street Journal poll out this weekend found that Trump trailed a generic Democratic candidate by 7 points in a hypothetical 2020 matchup. 7 points sounds like the margin of error for some things.
It should be right on the margin, actually.
Yeah, the important statistic here isn't so much that Trump was losing. It's still early 2019 after all. It's why Trump was losing. Okay. Trump trailed because among the same voters gave Trump. How about that gave Trump? Or what?
These people are paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And they can't even type.
I know. Well, we learn this almost every night reading these stories. I will read it as it is written. Trump trailed because among the same voters gave Trump a -6 point net approval rating. This was not the first NBC News Wall Street Journal poll to show Trump losing to a generic Democrat. Back in December, Trump trailed a generic Democrat by 14 points. So he's closed the gap by 50% since December? Oh. Okay.
All the Democrats running this time around are pretty generic except for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, that's probably true. I think Cory Booker could be a bigger contender, but he needs to find his moment or something.
He already had his Spartacus moment.
Yeah, but he can make up for that if he gets an Obama sort of convention speech kind of makeup, I think. But anyway, let's see. Trump's net approval rating in that poll was -11 points. Okay, so he trailed by 7 this last weekend. Prior to that, he was trailing by 14. His net approval rating this weekend was -6. Back then, it was -11. So he's gained ground.
Oh,
in a
Scribe.
month. Yes.
This might this might be a good thing for you to do. Somebody in the chat said, "I need to buy a shirt that says I am reading it as it's written." But what you should do is you should put it on a shirt and have it misspelled.
Oh no, that was something I thought of a while back. I still mean to maybe do another shirt campaign in the near future. I got to figure out how to do that again.
I would buy that shirt if you made it. That would be awesome.
I've had people ask for a "Got It" T-shirts and things like that, so I'll have to come up with something. Okay, anyway, moving down a little bit. Let's see. All right, this 2020 data does not look at all like what happened in 2016. Okay, in the election, Trump had a -22 net favorability rating, yet he only lost the popular vote by 2 points and won the Electoral College. So wait, in the election, he had a -22. As of right now, he has a -6. Maybe I've missed, a Common Core or something, but it sounds like he's gaining ground than where he was 3 years ago. Am I missing something?
That's only if you do the math correctly.
Trump was able to win in 2016 because that election came down to a choice between him and Hillary Clinton. Well, thank you for describing our two-party system. Okay, by proxy. Clinton was the second least liked major party nominee of all time.
That's true.
And there was 18% of the electorate that liked neither Clinton nor Trump. Well, I was in that category. Trump won this 18% of the electorate by 17 points, and with it, the election. In other words, Trump was seen as the lesser of two evils. No, I don't believe that is the case, actually.
How does this jive with she won the popular vote?
Yeah, I don't know. The 2020 polling looks a lot more like what occurred in 2018 than 2016.
Fuck you.
Okay. Last year, Democrats won the national House vote by 9 percentage points. Not surprisingly, Trump's net approval in the exit poll was -9 points. That is, if you liked Trump, you voted Republican. If you didn't like Trump, you voted Democrat.
Oh my God.
Wow, they're really...
You cracked the code there, Harry. Jesus
Is this a satire?
I don't know. I'm reading supposedly a professional journalist, political strategist guy telling me common sense.
They're really breaking it down for us.
Okay, all right. CNN. Somebody out there who either is at CNN or has an association to CNN. Give me his job. Okay? You know what? I will take 75% of what you're paying him. Okay? Really, seriously, I'll just take that. I'll do the exact same thing he's doing now and give you probably more accurate and insightful commentary than what we're reading.
Scribe, I'm in a lot of pain here, so I just want to make sure I heard that right.
Yeah.
People who voted for Democrats like Democrats, and people who voted for Republicans like Republicans?
Well, let me read it again just to make sure I got it too. I want to be accurate here. Unlike CNN, I want to make sure I got my facts straight. If you liked Trump, you voted Republican. If you didn't like Trump, you voted Democratic. Yep, I guess you're right, Monkey.
And water's wet, y'all. That's his next expose.
The next one is going to be Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the true leader of the free world.
Thank you, Sanguine. What I really hope happens is that Trump wins the popular vote, but only wins the Electoral College because of one of the states that now have the popular vote rule. Really, I want to see how the Democrats react.
Oh, dude.
That would be
amazing.
Yeah, and not on like some sort of personal political victory side, but I tell you what, if nothing else, I have just loved the Schadenfreude,
Yeah.
I mean, even if I'm not happy with the actual outcome of things, when the person who takes the high horse seat, who on whatever side of whatever it is, gets taken down a few notches by their own hubris, I'm always entertained, even if it's somebody that I might have possibly wanted to see win or something, or didn't like their opposition for whatever reason. Still, I
can see Saleza now. Did we make a mistake of getting rid of the fucking Electoral College?
Okay. Democrats were likely aided in 2018 by the fact that a lot more people liked the Democratic Party in 2018 than liked Clinton in 2016. I'm trying to think.
Wow,
of
this
that.
thing's just full of hot takes.
I know. In the 2018 exit polls, just 10% of the electorate viewed the Democratic Party and the Republican Party unfavorably. That's only a little more than half. Wait, that's only a little more than half who viewed Clinton and Trump unfavorably in 2016. Okay. Yeah, you talked about the 20% earlier. Additionally, Democrats won this 10% of the electorate by a point, which is far better than Clinton did among those who disliked Clinton and Trump. This points to the difficulty of Trump's road ahead if his own numbers don't improve.
You just told us specifically how they've been doing nothing but improving this whole article.
You said in December he was down X 14, and then you said in February or whatever he's down 7. He went up 7 points. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my God. The default position voters have right now is to make the 2020 election about the incumbent. What the fuck? What election isn't about the fucking incumbent? Jesus Christ.
Dude, is this real?
Dude, I swear to God, the more he reads, the more I'm just like, this can't be real. There's no way.
My other eye is going to have a stroke. Okay. To win, Trump is likely going to have to make the 2020 a choice between two sides.
He did not just write that.
I'm completely serious right now. Reading this is making me intellectually furious. Okay, I put this on Twitter the other day. I'm watching this TV show on Netflix. It's called Ripper Street. It's this mystery show set in Victorian London. It's great. It's great up until the second episode of season 3, where they absolutely insult my fucking intelligence. I mean, I have no ifs, ands, or buts. They insult the intelligence of the audience that has been watching the show for 2 seasons. And I got so mad. I was just getting ready to fuck this show. No, they have completely, thrown it for me. This guy, this article, every sentence is a season 3, episode 2 right now. Holy fuck.
Can you read that last sentence?
Yeah, I got to do that again for those in the cheap seats. To win, Trump is likely going to have to make the 2020, I assume race, but he doesn't put that there, a choice between two sides.
As opposed to.
This won't necessarily be easy, as 2018 showed. So wait. The elections in 2020 was not an election between two sides. Is that what you're saying, Harry?
Yeah, God.
Oh my God, this is painful. And even if 2020 is a choice, even if, fuck me, even if 2020 is a choice between two sides, there's no guarantee that Democrats will nominate someone who is anywhere close to as disliked as Clinton was in 2016.
Dude, this makes literal perfect sense. If you're trying to teach this to a bunch of high schoolers in government class, this article makes perfect sense.
This sounds like it sounds like a civics class for illegal immigrants.
It does. It really does.
Okay. I'm going to tweet this article out right now. I want this enshrined in history as the dumbest fucking article. No, wait. Let me clarify that. This is the dumbest CNN article I have ever read on this show. Okay, we've read some dumb articles. We've read some Root stuff. We've read some Jezebel, whatever. But as a category, I say this unequivocally. This is the dumbest CNN article I have ever read. So everybody watching, I'm just letting you know, I'm putting this out there for posterity's sake, because it's that epic. It's that historic. It just happens to be today. Okay, so if you want to look at it for yourself at some point in the future, if you want to retweet it, share it, if you want to pin it to your Twitter account, whatever. I just want it. I want it remembered.
That's pulled for GPP News, by the way.
Good. Okay, I'm going to finish this article as much as I'm trying. Of course, this leads to the question of who Democrats will nominate. Sure. If you say so, why not? The ball is in the court of Democratic primary voters.
Oh my God.
Oh God! Fuck!
Is this?
Really, Harry? Is the question of who the Democrats will nominate in the hands of the Democratic primary voters? Are you serious? I can't handle this much revelation in one night, Harry. Harry, I think you're my new favorite next to Chris Cillizza.
Harry's revealing the truth.
Oh my God! And guys, you know me. I'm one for melodrama. I'm one for sort of playing things up beyond reason just for the sake of entertainment. I'm not faking this. I am fucking astounded. Okay, all right. Almost done. Just like 2 more sentences, I think. If they pick a candidate.
If
hold on.
If they pick a candidate.
Hold on. No, I got to finish the sentence. Okay. If they pick a candidate who allows the election to be about Trump, said Democratic candidate have a good chance. How about has? Said Democratic candidate have a good chance of winning.
Wait a minute.
Hold on. Hold on. I want to read that again because I don't know if I got it. If they pick a candidate who allows the election to be about Trump, setting aside the media in this equation, just so you know, said Democratic candidate have a good chance of winning. If they allow the election to be about Trump, they might win.
Yeah.
Okay. As compared to 2016, where making the election about Trump had Hillary lose. Okay. One more sentence. 2 more sentences. Sorry. If, however, the candidate is unpopular, it gives Trump an opportunity to do what he did in 2016.
Oh my God. Are you shitting me?
I cannot believe this. Oh my God.
If they elect a candidate, and if they elect an unpopular candidate, Trump has an opportunity to win. This is literally civics class.
I'm telling you, dude, like, if Trump decides to hold his breath and doesn't breathe for a long time, he might die.
No, here's the last sentence.
No shit.
Okay, the last sentence. Okay. Keeping in mind 2016, I want you to bask in the glory of this insight. Okay? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. He, as in Trump, he could win a choice election without a majority of people actually liking him.
He could? I don't think that's possible.
The enamel on my teeth is melting off.
I don't think that's possible. That's not possible.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I missed your super chats. I apologize. Let me get up here. Sorry about that. Okay. Gotta go all the way. Oh, there we go. Diesel Dave, thank you. I liked neither, so I voted third party. Good for you. James Colley, thank you. Woohoo! CNN revisioned historical porn. Yes. Thank you, Randy Dimmick. Thank you so much. I approved this journalist just to see how mad Scribe is getting because this guy is an idiot. Oh my God, I can't. Frosted Glass, thank you. You get a gold star for that report, Billy. Thank you, Ebony. I still don't understand why Gabbard wasn't nominated if she's the best opposition against Trump.
Nomination process isn't over yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet. The primaries don't happen until next summer, basically. I mean, well, they're kind of pre-primaries are happening now. Thank you, Sir Wolfgang. What do they mean at what are they going to take their ball and go home? What do they mean at what and when maybe are they going to take? I don't know what this guy's on, except stupid. Or he is the bottom rung of political analysts at CNN. I seriously, I do not understand what I just read. This is something I'd expect to see written from an 11th grader who has repeated the grade twice now. This is so bottom bitch basic shit. Okay.
I have a donation over on Streamlabs.
Sure.
Thank you, Evolved Potato. If Trump wins the popular vote, that would mean he gets all of California's votes, right? They enacted the law to bypass Electoral College. I think they would flip out worse than Scribe right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. All right. Deep breaths. All right. I apologize, guys. That took us far over into MSS News time. Before we move on to that, though, do you guys have anything else to say? Because I have admittedly overtaken the conversation.
No.
Already talk about the Joe Rogan thing today?
We may, if it's in MSS News, or we can talk about it fucketry time if it isn't. So anything else about Trump? That or that article in particular?
No, I was just enjoying that freak out. That was epic.
I like I say, guys, I am prone to doing acts for the sake of entertainment. That was not an act. I was honestly having a meltdown reading that thing because it was so fucking stupid. But anyway, that aside, it is now MSS News time. So guys, if you have news stories you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSS News. Can't promise to get to them all, but that's only because I took so much time having a meltdown.
I got one for you. Did you hear that AOC and her chief of staff are looking at possible prison sentences?
We talked about that last night. Yep. Yeah, the slush fund and all that fun stuff.
That's bad news.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that.
Surprising exactly nobody, by the way.
An American Celt says, Scribelight, I haven't seen you lose your shit this much since cereal is soup. Yeah, I think... although in all honesty, Cereal is Soup was mostly melodrama for the sake of fun. This was legit, yo. This was legit. What the fuck?
Anyway, that was a monkey rant.
I know, right? Well, I have to take up the slack because Monkey's not feeling good.
And you did well. You did well.
Thank you, my master. This one comes from Princess Unicorn Nipples.
What a name.
I know, right? 15-year-old arrested for throwing machete at man in Newport Richey.
Bruh.
Are you practicing to be Jason Voorhees? A 15-year-old Pasco County boy was arrested Monday evening for throwing a machete at a man. The incident happened outside a home on Teak Street in Newport Richey, according to an arrest report from the Pasco County Sheriff's Office. Deputies were called to the scene around 5:30 p.m. and spoke with a 46-year-old man who said he had been in an argument with a 15-year-old. Okay. The man said at some point during the argument, the teenager threw a machete at him and almost hit him in the head. According to the arrest report, the teenager then told the victim he would return, quote, to take him out. The 15-year-old was arrested for aggravated assault and taken to the Land O'Lakes Detention Center. What could you possibly be arguing? Yeah, you're taken to Butter Detention Center. Why are you arguing with a 15-year-old? About what?
15-year-olds are mouthy little shits.
Please tell me it was about Captain Marvel. That'd be hilarious. This one comes from Massive Dynamics. Excuse me.
Florida. I mean, that is Florida, right?
Newport Richey. Oh, maybe. I don't know my Florida that well.
Yes, that is Florida. I'm not asking. I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Let's see this one. Self-driving cars may be likelier to hit black people than white people.
I saw that.
Wait a minute.
This is a Vox.com article.
Okay.
The list of concerns about self-driving cars just got longer. In addition to worrying about how safe they are, and apparently this is not a question of safety, how they'd handle tricky moral trade-offs on the road. Moral trade-offs? Okay.
Yeah, I know what that means.
What does that mean?
Yeah, basically, like if you should go or not, like, you know, even if you have the right of way or something like that, you know.
And how they might make traffic worse. We also need to worry about how they could harm people of color. If you're a person with dark skin, you may be more likely than your white friends to get hit by a self-driving car, according to a new study out of the Georgia Institute of Technology. That's because automated vehicles may be better at detecting pedestrians with lighter skin tones. The authors of the study started out with a simple question. How accurately do state-of-the-art object detection models, like those used by self-driving cars, detect people from different demographic groups? I thought it detected by mass. Like if there's an object in front of it, they sense the object. Is it optical?
Yeah, why can't you just get it to fucking detect the shape of a human being?
Or just an object in front of its path at distance, so you know that there's an obstacle there. I mean, that's how those little Roomba robots work. They just know that there's
Yeah, just like possible pedestrian, false alarm. It's a Negro. Proceed to run over.
I mean, if I was a robot designer, that's what I would do.
Well, we know you would because you're a racist, but we're talking about like normal people.
Normal people would probably have it. Didn't someone just recently get killed because of the reflection off of a semi? So clearly these things are not like fully in tune with the world.
Yeah, they're just not in general, but I mean, it's not like this is absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? Because they've already had like facial recognition stuff, or other electronic shit that's supposed to be able to recognize you, and darker people it has a hard time. The motion sensors and shit like that, like we've seen stuff like that. So it's not like totally out of bounds. I just don't think it's like this needs an article. Like, what I mean?
No, it's classifying it on a basis of this is a racial issue.
Right.
I mean, on a mechanical level, maybe that's correct. But as making it's almost like they're saying this is a moral issue of the machine functionally being less able to detect one thing versus another, even if that thing was an inanimate object with the same color scheme as a person. It just that's a little kooky. That's inflaming things a bit more than is reasonable, I think. Let's see. This one comes from Peter Stewart. Professor holds baby during class after dad can't find sitter.
Oh, yeah. I saw a picture of that on Facebook. I thought that was pretty cool.
This is cool. When a student at Atlanta's Morehouse College couldn't find a sitter for his baby daughter last week, his professor stepped in to hold the little girl for the duration of the lesson. It all happened on March 1st in a class run by mathematics professor Nathan Alexander. Quote, as one of my peers walked into the classroom with his child in arms, he quickly explained to my professor that he couldn't find a babysitter and had nobody else that could watch her. My professor said, no problem. In fact, I will even hold her so you can take better notes in class. And he did. Alexander went on to teach the entire class with 5-month-old Asada Hare strapped to his chest.
Asada cake.
What?
I had to slap you for that one.
Wow.
Continue, Scribe.
Quote, it was this encounter that truly showed me the power and impact historically Black colleges and universities can have for the Black community, for this professor to understand that life happens and sometimes there are no ways around it.
Okay. I need to time out too.
Go ahead. You guys are ready.
This was a great story till you got to that part.
Yeah.
The fuck does this have to do with skin color?
Not only that, I mean, even if it let's just I'm gonna go a little bit further, because even if it wasn't about skin color, this story was noteworthy because it was unusual for it to happen. Therefore, this is not happening every day in Black colleges. Like, this was a rare event that you thought was so rare that you had to talk about, which made it an endearing story. And now you're saying this just goes to show that this thing that never happens here but did this time proves that this college is specifically good for this reason that only happens sometimes. What kind of bullshit is that?
How many people you think are going to be bringing their kids to class now? Here, hold this while I take notes.
Isn't that professor now having 17 babies strapped to his body?
Right.
Class, 3 on each leg, 2 on each arm. Real quick, thank you, Sanguine. Cameras have an easier time detecting non-black objects on a black background. Whiteness is kind of like built-in reflectors. Who would have thought?
Yeah, that's one of the great things about being as white as I am. People can see me in the sunlight, man, from miles away.
Let's see. Who else do we have here? Let's see. Did we already do one from? I'm trying to remember. Yes, we did one from Frosted Glass already. So let me find. Okay.
That really irritated. That was such a good story till we got to that moment.
that was just one person who said this.
I know, but it was a really cool. Don't include stupid shit with good stories. Not you, the people who wrote it.
Yeah, I was kind of taken aback by like that was your takeaway from this situation. Not that this professor is an awesome person, but
Yeah, no shit. What a nice thing to do.
No,
Yeah.
because it's always got to be about race.
Mhm.
This one comes from Necrosol. If it'll come up. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez retweets terror organization supporter.
Shocking.
Youssef Munayr, if I'm saying that correctly, head of Palestinian rights organization, was weighing in on Ilhan Omar anti-Semitism scandal. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, also known by her initials AOC, retweeted a known supporter of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, a U.S. State Department designated terror organization.
Jesus.
In the tweet, first discovered by the Investigative Project on Terrorism, IPT, Ocasio-Cortez tweeted, quote, "This is disappointing to see. Just last week, there was all this hubbub over an untrue mischaracterization that I was threatening primaries based on pro-ICE votes. Yet there seems to be no problem at all with zero-tolerance stance for simply asking about U.S. foreign policy," unquote. She was retweeting and responding to a tweet by Youssef Munayr, the executive director of the U.S. Center for Palestinian Rights. In his tweet, he wrote, quote, "AIPAC activist tells New York Times the lobby is coming for Congresswomen Rashida Tlaib, AOC, and Ilhan Omar, unquote. They are three people who, in my opinion, will not be around in several years," unquote.
I don't see them around for much longer.
No.
Ilhan Omar is a firebrand, and AOC's probably going to jail.
If she didn't know who he was in his association, I mean, they just said that he was the director of the U.S. Center for Palestinian Rights, but that he's also connected to this other thing. If she didn't know that, I'm not going to hold her to account for that.
Well, that's what I was about to say, because you don't know what the fuck anybody who you retweet online does unless you know them personally. You could retweet somebody who tweeted a meme that you thought was funny, and they could be killing somebody right then and there. Like you don't fucking know. So I hate that shit. You retweeted this person who says bad things. Like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, he tagged her in his tweet. She responded to his comment, just probably responding to the comment and not promoting the person. So
yeah, so what?
We've talked about this before. We've had the same thing happen to Trump a bunch of times, and no one demands he does deep digging investigations on the people he retweets.
Well, the media does. They come out and blast him for it. He retweeted Spencer. The problem with her right here, and I don't know if she knew who the guy was or not, but she has a habit of supporting questionable Palestinians and standing up for the Israelis are occupying Palestinian land. She keeps coming to Ilham, and yes, I know it's Ilhan. I call her Ham because I think it's funny. Ilham's defense when she says anti-Semitic shit. I don't know if AOC is just really, really dumb on this, or if she actually has a side.
no.
So is it enough to blast her just for this one? No, but I'm watching her.
Yeah, I'm willing to give her a pass on retweeting some random person that she didn't know an association with. If that's what you're going to hold her to account for. But if she's made public statements separate, being snarky on the internet that say otherwise, that's completely legit. Let's see. This one comes from me, because once in a while, even I find a story. Second member quit Justin Trudeau's cabinet over allegations against Canadian Prime Minister.
I just got tweeted an article from 2016. Professor holds and calms student baby before lecture after sitter called in sick.
Uh-oh. What college was it?
This was Baylor University from Waco,
Were they
Texas.
black?
No, they're white.
Uh-oh. We've broken the conditioning. Ah! Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Whitey did it first, Satsu.
Cryptic. AOC's boyfriend's dick is not big enough to shut her mouth. Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy.
If he was hitting it right, she wouldn't be so crazy.
All right, let's talk about
That is Patently false.
That is false.
So since taking office in 2015, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has become a progressive icon due to his Liberal Party's championing of climate change action and refugee rights, as well as Trudeau's youthful looks and often charming demeanor. Now Trudeau is embroiled in an escalating scandal that has triggered the resignations of his own principal secretary, a kind of senior political advisor, as well as 2 top cabinet members, the second one stepping down on Monday. The first cabinet officer was former Attorney General Jody Wilson-Raybould, who has accused Trudeau of secretly attempting to direct her handling of a high-level criminal prosecution. Quote, I experienced a consistent and sustained effort by many people within the government to seek to politically interfere in the exercise of prosecutorial discretion, she told a parliamentary committee on February 27th. At issue is the prosecution of a Montreal-based engineering firm called SNC-Lavalin, which has more than 50,000 employees worldwide. The company faces criminal charges that it engaged in a long-term bribery and corruption scheme in Libya that involved funneling tens of millions of dollars to the family of former dictator Muammar Gaddafi. Excuse me. If found guilty, the company could be banned from bidding on federal contracts in Canada. Last month, the Globe and Mail published an investigative report claiming Trudeau intervened in the matter, an account Wilson-Raybould corroborated. In her testimony, she said members of Trudeau's team pressured her repeatedly over a period of months in 2018 to reach a negotiated settlement with SNC-Lavalin. Their goal, she said, was to protect jobs while also bolstering the Liberal Party's political standing in the province of Quebec ahead of next October's general election. On Monday, a second minister, Jane Philpott, stepped down from her post as Canada's Treasury Board president. Quote, it is a fundamental doctrine of the rule of law that our Attorney General should not be subjected to political pressure or interference regarding the exercise of her prosecutorial discretion in criminal cases, Philpott wrote in a letter to Trudeau. The leader of Canada's Conservative opposition, Andrew Scheer, has been a frequent critic of Trudeau. Scheer is demanding a criminal probe of Trudeau's actions by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. I'm going to see the Mounties riding up on their horses to the Parliament building and arresting Trudeau and throwing the back of their horse and riding off in their little red outfits.
What's that movie with Brendan Fraser where he was a Mountie?
Dudley Do-Right.
Yeah, Dudley Douchebags.
Yeah. Man, Justin Trudeau pressuring his Attorney General to intervene in a case that he wanted to see go a particular way. I've heard that said of other certain world leaders in recent years.
Can I just say how old I realized I am when he said Brendan Fraser movie instead of cartoon?
Yeah, right.
I'm only 25. You're old.
I know. Dudley Do-Right was a cartoon long before it was a Brendan Fraser movie, and you hurt me a little there, Sinatra. You did.
That was in the Bullwinkle extended universe or cinematic universe. Let's see. This one comes from Chicago Mike. More states join push to elect president based on popular vote. So more states wish to defy the Constitution. Oh, wait, this is from February 25th. Colorado. We talked about that. Yeah, Colorado was the latest. The state joins 11 others after passing a bill to join the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. Yeah.
So what are the populations of all these states that are joining this?
Combined, probably less than California. Let's see, Colorado. Okay, so Colorado has joined California, Connecticut, D.C., Hawaii, Maine, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington. So, yeah, if we take California out of the mix and take the populations of all those other places combined, how do they size up against California alone? That'd be my question. I have a feeling it'd be a close contest. I saw this story earlier. This is amazing. So this comes from Team Cap. Will Smith's rumored new role is causing controversy because of his skin color.
Dude.
Following the legend of Bagger Vance, oh my God, and Ali, Will Smith is reportedly in talks to take on another sports film. Deadline reports that the Oscar-nominated actor is poised to play Richard Williams, the father of Venus and Serena Williams, in an upcoming biopic titled King Richard. While Smith certainly has the star power to headline the film about Williams's determination to turn his 2 Compton-raised daughters into tennis champions, his rumored casting has already been met with some backlash. I was about to say blacklash.
Calm down, Van.
Yeah. While Smith and Williams are both black men, critics say the role should go to an actor with darker skin, citing Idris Elba and Mahershala Ali as examples of more appropriate choices. Some have compared the casting reports to Zoe Saldana's portrayal of singer Nina Simone in the 2016 biopic Nina, for which the actress controversially wore dark makeup and a prosthetic nose. Others have brought up Scarlett Johansson, whose role in 2017's Ghost in the Shell sparked accusations of whitewashing. Well, what would you call this?
Mocha washing.
Colorism matters, sports writer Clarence Hill Jr. said of the importance of casting an actor with darker skin to play the 77-year-old Williams. Colorism matters.
Yes, to racists.
I'm honestly I'm not kidding. I'm honestly taken aback that is actually something that makes sense to this person. By the way, Clarence Hill Jr. is black. So Clarence Hill Jr. is letting us know that racism matters.
That's right.
You know who I think should get the role?
Who's that?
Shaun White.
Oh! Okay.
I think my comment to that was, can somebody please remind me who the racists are again? Because the line keeps moving. Somebody keeps moving the bar.
Yeah, this is, and then of course the tweets that associate with all of this are just really uplifting.
Well, when I saw it, most of the tweets were like, "Shut the fuck up, dude! Like, please!" Like, there was a lot of people like, "This ain't it, dude! Like, I know you're trying to virtue signal, and I'm usually with you." Like, there was a lot of people who was like, "I am an SJW, self-proclaimed," and I am just like, "No, not now. This is not it."
There's one on here that I'm right in line with. Person says, so let me understand that a black man can only play a black man now if he is the right shade of black. So in that case, Denzel Washington should never have played Malcolm X. We as black people only bring ourselves down, he says. Oy. Oy. Let's see. Do I want to do one more or shall we move on? We'll do one more because this one's funny. This one comes from George Mason. What it's like being autosexual when you're attracted to yourself.
Oh,
Jerk off all the time.
I guess. I mean, I guess we'll find out here. Sexuality is fluid. Yeah, there's a lot of fluids involved in sexuality. I'm not going to deny. As with lots of things, it can evolve and boomerang over time. Who's saying this? So this is Faima Bakar on Metro UK. Though so often thought about in binary terms, just as with gender, there are many different sexualities people identify as. Autosexuality is the love of Corvettes. No, sorry. Autosexuality is one such identification that is seldom talked about. It's the idea of being sexually attracted to yourself and can also come with being autoromantic, experiencing the relationship with yourself as romantic.
This is stupid.
I think you need a relationship with a therapist.
This is stupid. Look, narcissism has existed forever, but this is just somebody like, I'm so special. This is the alien from the other day, just in a different way.
That chick who married herself was another thing.
Oh, we had that too. Yeah.
Is this the sort of a quasi justification of incel?
They're insane.
You'll never get a justification for incel. Because
the only reason I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sinatra. I'm sorry.
Incels don't want to marry women, so they're misogynist.
The only reason I'm gonna say no is because I promise you, they're talking about pretty much exclusively women here.
All right. Well,
Women can't be incels.
No, not incels. That's why I said it can't be about incels, because I'm pretty sure the only autosexuals are female.
Look, if I was gay, I would date me. I love myself that much. I think
And
I'm
monkey.
that pretty of a man. But I don't take myself to romantic dinners.
Well, you save a lot of money that way.
I mean, I suppose so. Like, let me light this candle as I sit down for my ramen. No, this is a lunatic. We got to stop pretending lunatics are real people.
Well, they are real.
That's
people.
what we use. No. See, that's how we do medical testing. You take the lunatics and you test it on them.
Okay.
They won't know.
Well, on that note, guys, thank you so much for all the news stories. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for bearing with me through my mental breakdown earlier. But now we're going to move on to YouTube time. So, Sinatra, we'll start with you as the guest of the show. What have you been up to, and what have you posted recently?
I did a video today talking about Riley Dennis's insane ramblings in her last video, where trans people are morally superior to cishet. I did a creepypasta, and I got another one tomorrow.
Yeah, now that the creepypasta stuff's a relatively new endeavor for you, isn't it?
Kind of. I've only been doing it for about a month, but I'm already at 7,000, so it's not bad.
Damn, dude! Congratulations.
Thank you.
So wait, trans people are just morally superior just by virtue of existing? Is that
Just
yes.
by virtue of being trans and out about being trans, because they deal with hardship and they deal with bigotry, so that makes them morally better than you.
Then why are they the first ones to like wish that you die or some shit?
Because they're better than you.
Ah,
Oh, Anna Kasparian, what?
I'm fucking
Yeah.
better than you.
I'm better than you. Much better. You are garbage. That's exactly what they're like.
All right. I know it's going to be a short answer, but oh wait, real quick. Thank you, Cryptic. Riley is an it. Don't give it any respect. That's one. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's quite a clown that eats children, but you never know. It might be a weekend thing. Satsu,
Surprised me.
what have you been up to?
I have been working quite feverishly behind the scenes on the assets and stuff for the new channel that I'm going to be launching pretty well. I want to say pretty soon, but
I gave you a brilliant title for that channel.
Did you?
Satsu Food Sense.
I like it.
Sense as an SENSE, which I think is great, but that's probably not what Satsu's going to go with.
No, I needed to be 2 words because I got, but I did like it. I thought it was cool.
Right.
I've already created like a prototype logo,
Right.
that I've only showed to certain.
See, this is why you should have come to me first. You could have saved yourself some time.
I think you should go with I'm darker than Will Smith and I cook.
Cooking darkness.
Too dark to play Will Smith.
There you go.
Oh, that's the name. Too dark to cook.
No. How about I like mine burnt?
That would be Squishy's channel.
Well done. Just call it well done.
Yeah, so I'm working on that stuff. I'm probably gonna need like another camera or so, and I've been doing a whole bunch of research on the basic fundamentals of like recording and photographing food and shit. So it's I've been looking at that stuff, and what I decided to do, as opposed to just a cooking channel, because that was my plan, just to do a cooking channel, is it's going to be a cooking / vlog channel. And one of the first things I'm going to do is I don't know if it's going to be daily or not, but I will start a countdown to the birth of Squeetus. So I think that'll be cool. So I got a bunch of plans. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I just got to start putting stuff in motion. So bear with me.
Oh, I know what you should do, and I'm not really kidding. Once you have an idea, or if you don't already have an idea of when the birthday will be, you should plan out a cooking advent calendar leading up to it. So like, 12 or 2 weeks or something before the birth, you have planned out like on this day, I'm going to cook this meal, and that would be, meaningful, or maybe it's in line with something traditional or something leading up to a birth or something.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, and then you could have shows advertised out ahead of time, like
Sorry, I saw James Colley's.
thank you, James Colley. Excuse me. How about this black and savory?
Colored cooking.
The what now?
Just call it colored cooking.
Colored cooking. Oh my god.
Colored greens. What?
People of colored cooking.
Oh yes.
Welcome home, baby.
Oh, hi, Lady Monkey.
Hi, Lady Monkey.
Oh, I thought he was talking to me.
Yeah, I usually think he's talking to me, but that's just my low self-esteem.
Hey, girl.
Satsu said, "Hey, girl." She just drove through a mini blizzard to get home. I'm gonna go see her real fast. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. While Monkey's up, I'll talk about me. Why not? I posted a new video today. I didn't think I'd get it done as quickly as I did. I thought I might have it up by maybe tomorrow or Thursday, but I got very industrious before work called again. So yeah, the video touches on a Mike.com video they put out the other day where they have a series of college students tell us about the virtues and benefits and the misconceptions about affirmative action.
Oh boy.
And I can't quote it verbatim here, but the very first thing the very first speaker says in the video is something to the effect of affirmative action isn't about picking you just because, you know, you fill a spot or something. I'm like, well, actually, that is exactly what affirmative action does. I mean, and I said I preamble the whole thing by saying, you know, this is for affirmative action is a touchy subject because fundamentally you are talking about someone's worthiness and arguing for or against it. When it's not about worthiness, it's about fairness. But I can completely understand why people sort of get merit mixed up with someone's value as a person, that kind of thing. Because it is easy to do when you're talking about something like this and education and opportunities like that. But that's not the point. The point is that if you have two people of equal merit, the deciding factor will be something that has nothing to do with merit. That's the point, and that's the problem. That's the poison pill to the entire process. And in the middle of the thing, they even brought up the story about the DOJ was re-examining affirmative action policies in order to, the story at the time, this is 2 years ago, in 2017, the story was the Trump administration was re-examining affirmative action policies in order to make the process more fair for white people. When in fact, the Justice Department was looking for lawyers to handle a case that had been filed in 2015 by a group of 64 different Asian American associations who were protesting affirmative action as excluding them from the process because they were Asian.
Yeah, Asians are really getting uppity about affirmative action not including them, just including blacks for some reason.
Thank you, Randy. It's so black it's going to be in jail soon cooking.
Oh.
So anyway, that's my latest video. It's out there, and I got to thankfully recycle research on that very topic from a previous video of mine, so I didn't have to do the work again. And then again, Sunday, this coming Sunday, fan and supporter of the show, Point Curation, will be my guest on my next episode of Familiar with the Matter, where Point is going to tell us about telecommunications and such, of which he is something of an expert. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be noon Pacific on Sunday or 8 p.m. GMT if you're in the UK.
You guys like the name of my channel? I figured it out.
Oh,
I typed it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
I missed it.
Negro Nummies.
Oh, nice.
It's gonna be a hit.
So, Monkey, what have you been up to?
Oh, the only thing I've done, I did a monkey in the morning. It was a fun one. Gutenberg came on. He was just a little buzzed, not drunk Gutenberg, because those are too bad. I actually have to kick him off if he gets like that. But yeah, good show. You should watch that one. And I'm not sure if we'll be doing one tonight, guys. I'm We'll see if my medicine kicks in enough. That's all.
All right. Well, then, how about some internet fucketry?
Fuck a tree.
Oh yeah.
Internet.
So I don't. Let's see. Let me make sure. I don't have much of anything. Let me double check and make sure I haven't forgotten something real quick, because God knows my day has been a day. I talked about how I'm running for president yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
And the early Captain Marvel reviews are out. This isn't fucketry so much as rumor mill stuff. So I want to say this is rumor mill. But the rumor is that they did reshoots for Endgame, the sequel to the Infinity War, specifically to film alternate endings depending on how well Captain Marvel performs.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
If Captain Marvel either doesn't do well box office wise, or the reaction to her in an enthusiastic way is less than they hoped for, there's an ending to Endgame where she is not the grand savior of the universe. Alternately, if Captain Marvel takes off like a rocket and is super duper popular, there is an ending to the movie where she is the savior of all of the universe.
Do they really see an outcome where she is super popular? A lot of the reviews I've seen were just saying that it's disappointing because of her acting.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I've only seen a couple of early reviews, and I've seen reviews from people who are supportive of the whole diversity initiative in Hollywood stuff, say that it's disappointing. So they weren't coming from a completely biased or like, I hate the women's thing or something. So that to me is not a good foreshadowing, but who knows? I mean, audiences have paid tons of money to see lousy movies before, a la Transformers. All Marvel Disney needs to know is that whether or not this character in this franchise will take off. But the thing is, behind the scenes, apparently, the fact that they have, and again, rumor mill, I want to specify this is all rumor mill stuff. The fact that they shoehorned Captain Marvel in as the sudden savior of everything, when you have all these other established characters and all these other longtime actors who are trying to get their characters and their place in the whole thing built up, has actually angered some of the cast members of Infinity War and thus some of the other franchises.
I bet it did. I bet, like, Robert Downey Jr., he really is an egotistical fucker. So I bet you he's probably, like, really annoyed by this.
I can't say why, but I have very personal reasons to think that Robert Downey Jr. is a really, really great guy. And I mean that sincerely.
I didn't say he was a bad guy. I just said he's egotistical.
I'm not a bad guy. I'm egotistical.
That could be true, but there's a lot of things he's done in the real life world that he hasn't done gotten a lot of press for and didn't want a lot of press for, that have helped out a lot of people, and people associated with me have benefited from his generosity. And so I'm a little biased, but yeah, he may be an egotist in some ways, but he's a very, very kind man. Let me just put it that way.
Did you see that the Thunderbirds flew over the premiere?
The Thunderbirds? You mean the puppets?
No,
the Air Force.
The Air Force Thunderbirds.
I know. I was just kidding. Yeah, okay.
They flew over the premiere of Captain Marvel.
Well, the Air Force is a big part of the plot line for her background in this, and I think the movie got either backing or advising from the Air Force in some fashion.
Jack Gunsky in the chat says Robert Downey Jr. does have an ego, but he does do a lot of charity work. I bet he does.
Yeah, he does. Anyway, so that was my fucketry. I'm waiting to see, because like I said, my prediction was some people have said it's going to be like Monkey. You said like last night it was like 55, 60 million or something.
If it breaks 60 million on opening weekend, I'll be shocked.
Okay, and then other people are saying, oh, it's going to be 150 million. I'm thinking it's going to be my guess 80 to 83, somewhere in there on opening week, and that's domestic again. That's domestic, so. We'll see. We're going to find out real quick. The guys over at Midnight's Edge are going to see it tomorrow, and I trust those guys' opinions fairly well. So if you like comic book movies and stuff, go find Midnight's Edge and stay tuned. Andre over there is going to do a live stream talking about his impressions after he sees a preview screening tomorrow. Thank you, Cryptic. Carol Danvers is a D-list character. She's nothing. She could be a top-tier character if they weren't trying to force her into being the superhero of the superheroes in one movie. I mean, Captain America and all these other characters have had at least 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 movies to sort of establish themselves and gain a fan base. I just show up and now I get everything. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I think what they mean by D-list, and I've called her that too. Captain America is a name that's been in the public lexicon for decades.
Yeah.
Iron Man wasn't even so much, but I mean, they did build him up. But he was somebody that was a B-list character in the Marvel universe for a long time. Captain Marvel, I mean, somebody mentioned this the other day. The first time I heard the name Captain Marvel, I thought it was a joke. Now, granted, this was years ago. I'm like, oh, Marvel just meant because it's Marvel. I get it. Nobody knows who the fuck she is.
Well, I know a lot of people that
this isn't like. Sorry, this isn't like Wonder Woman. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
When they first announced that they were going to do a Captain Marvel movie years ago, somebody looked at me and said, "Wait, isn't that DC?" Because they're thinking of Shazam, because that was, you know, the name of the character until they had the whole legal battle. Sorry, I missed Frosted Glass's super chat. Thank you, Frosted Glass. Cooked so black it stole the silverware with Satsu.
Oh,
damn, dude.
Cryptic said cooking with pennies, and I think that one's a pretty good one.
Anyway, so yeah, that's my fuckatry, so to speak, is that there's a whole bunch of supposed behind-the-scenes drama with the risk-reward of the Captain Marvel outcome. I didn't have any interest in seeing it from the first trailer. Before all of this sexual politics stuff came out, I was just like, the trailer doesn't inspire me at all, and the character doesn't really inspire me. I will say, however, while I am a big Marvel fan, and I've always been happy with their success, even with their weaker movies, I've been happy that they've done well. In this instance, given the high horse righteousness of the actress, again, Schadenfreude, I'm always for it when it's deserved. So we'll see. That's my fuckatry. Let's see. Now, Sinatra, you've got a big Joe Rogan thing, and I'm sure Monkey would probably want to talk about that too.
Well, actually, I woke up like at 8:30, so
okay.
I saw it peripherally, so I'm actually excited to hear Sinatra explain what's going on.
All right, we'll do Sinatra last because that'll probably take longer, and you guys will get into it. But Satsu, do you have any fuckatry for today?
I did talk about the Will Smith thing because I was saying, like, we've gotten to the point to where even black people aren't black enough to play black people.
Right.
So it's just like, you know, it was white people, and then it was Latinos, and now black people aren't even black enough to play black people. So I don't know where we can go from here. I was talking about the Terry Crews thing a little bit because I thought that was fascinating how he went from poster child to fucking public enemy #1 out of nowhere.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Fucking assholes.
Yeah, so I did a bunch of Instagram stuff on that because I couldn't do a video or anything at the time. Yeah, it's been crazy just watching some of this dumb shit unfold. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've kind of commented on, at least.
All right, and now the main event, Sinatra. What do you have to talk about?
Dude, these people going after Tim Pool are fucking insane. Nathan Bernard on Twitter, who fancies himself a free speech activist for Bernard Media, says Joe Rogan is currently live streaming with conspiracy theorist Tim Pool. Pool is known for being a moronic neo-Nazi lapdog and defending Laura Loomer, Gavin McGinnis. A week after Alex Jones, Rogan is again proving why he is a gateway to the alt-right.
Yeah, that's the tweet that I saw, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? One, Joe Rogan being a
gateway to the
alt-right? What the fuck? Really?
Well, didn't he have Jack on the same stream?
Yeah, yes. Jack was literally on the same stream.
Oh, well, there you go. So what is that a gateway to?
It's a gateway to conversation?
I guess.
dude, these people are so mad. Like Tim Pool is #1 trending on Twitter right now.
He is, yes. Good job, guys.
If you go look at it, there are people absolutely fucking losing their minds over the fact that Joe Rogan had Tim Pool on.
Oh my God!
And
Do they
the
know
funny-
who he was? I mean, all things aside, Tim Pool isn't exactly an internationally known name or anything.
No, but they're trying to turn him into the next Spencer. But the thing is, Tim Pool is a lefty.
Oh yeah,
He's strong on free speech, even though he calls it hate speech. That's where. Otherwise, he's pretty left. And
Left
this
enough.
asshole is holding him up as some alt-writer. Are you out of your fucking mind? It's Tim Pool.
He's literally a social leftist,
Yes.
almost a social democrat, in the same way that someone like AOC would be, but he just cares about free speech.
Yes.
And if you go look at my Twitter profile, one of my tweets is already almost at 1,000. And it's like, dude, you know what you're saying, right? Can you name one single conspiracy theory he perpetuates? No, you can't. People are like, oh, he perpetuates Twitter banning conservatives as a conspiracy theory. No, he doesn't. He's talking about censorship that's happening.
That's not even a conspiracy theory. We know it happens.
And
Yeah.
then they start talking about like white genocide and all that. But that's just dumb. Tim Pool is not a bad guy. You might disagree on some of the shit he says. I know I do, but he's not a bad guy.
He is now.
thank you, Cryptic. Pools is a borderline socialist.
Pool. Yeah. If you think Tim Pool, Nathan Bernard, is far right, then I can only assume that you are so fucking left that even like Stalin would be like, no, that's too far. He's not a goddamn. But good job in exposing him to a brand new audience who probably never heard of him before, as he's trending on Twitter now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Some Shelly in the chat says he supported Bernie, and if that's true, I don't know if he did or not. But that's just all you need to know. But even Bernie Sanders is getting dragged because the Democrats are out of their mind.
I said this as this was kicking off this election season. This is going to be a race to the far right or far left, and because partially of the popularity of AOC, but mostly because of Bernie in 2016. They've misread what happened there because he got so much. It was stolen from him. No, the DNC worked against him. They absolutely did, but they didn't have to because Hillary still kicked his ass all across the country.
Yeah.
And they're misread. Oh, the country wants us to be more leftist. No, but keep doing it, keep running, and keep calling people like Tim fucking Pool far right conspiracy theorists. You fucking morons.
Jack Gunsky says, but data in society. That's the main argument these people have. Is the data in society hit piece that was drawn up to take advertising away from YouTube? We all know it wasn't to expose the fact that YouTubers talk to each other. Why would a fucking major news organization care about that? It's to take advertisers away from YouTube.
It's just fucking stupid. I woke up to this. I'm like, this can't be real.
No, and it's just for the fact that he dares talk against the mainstream leftist narrative.
Yeah. And like I say, I disagree with Poole a lot to the point there's times I have to take breaks from him because he is such a leftist. He really is, guys. He's a lefty. I just don't understand. They should be propping this up as this is a great guy. But the problem is, here's their real problem. Because I watched a tiny little clip somebody had posted where he's talking about free speech on the platform. And he's specifically talking about how, you guys are, you're silencing voices, especially against the right. And that scares the shit out of them. having anybody be able to say whatever they want to scares the shit out of the left. There's the reason they deperson people.
Real quick, thank you, Cryptic. Tim Pool is fair, but he's as left as my nuts sticking on my right leg after a sweaty sauna session. Jesus Christ.
That's not what it says.
Did I miss something?
You said sticking to my right leg.
Oh,
sticking
did I
to
say
my
right?
left leg.
Okay, to my left leg after a sweaty sauna session.
I
Sorry.
was like, damn, how big are your nuts, dude?
Yeah.
They go all the way to the other leg? Well, so do mine, but I have big, hairy raisins.
Big hairy raisins.
But if you watch it, I suggest you do.
Oh,
Like,
I'm gonna.
my mentions are full of salty people. Like, Tim Pool's a conspiracy theorist. He perpetuates white genocide. He hangs out with people who talk about white replacement, which is white genocide. No, stop it.
Yeah, listen to what he actually says, guys.
You can agree with some things, but disagree with who he talks to, I guess.
Well, see, I don't get that either because if you're giving them a platform, shut up. It's people talking, and if you are that afraid of people talking, you probably shouldn't talk ever because I'm guessing you're a moron.
Yeah, if you're so worried about what people do on their own platform, in their own free time, then you have a life I wish I could live. By
Fucking
just
go do it better.
people do. Yes, literally do it better.
All
Yeah,
right.
this is stupid, and I can't wait to actually watch this. I saw that Pool was on there. I didn't realize Jack was on there till like an hour ago.
And some Indian lady who's
She
head of
works for him. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Did you watch it, Sinatra?
I watched most.
Wow. Bye, Sinatra.
What happened? Oh,
He dropped out in mid-sentence.
he was like, I watched.
I was just wondering if Jack gave an answer about free speech on the platform, even a generalized one.
I don't know.
Because that's why I want Jack. By the way, guys, Rogan got a lot of shit when Jack was on the first time for not challenging him on a lot of stuff, specifically the free speech stuff on YouTube or on Twitter. And that's why he agreed to come back. So, and I think it's cool that he brought in Tim Pool, somebody who's actually talked about this, because Rogan doesn't know a whole lot about what's been going on. So,
Not quite sure what happened there, but
welcome back. Well, I was just asking, do you have a generalized answer of what Jack responded to the whole free speech thing? Did he?
It's pretty much
address it.
We understand your criticism and we're working on it. Like, they brought up a lot of specific people too, like Gavin and Alex Jones and Sargon. They brought up specific people too. It was a good conversation.
Cool. All right.
All right. Well, guys, we're at the bottom of the hour just about, so let's take it to chat time. Chat, if you have questions for us, it's time for your, if you have any, I usually have a spiel for this, and somehow my brain broke. It's probably still that CNN article. If you have questions, comments, complaints, conspiracy theories that are Tim Pool's or otherwise, please put them in the chat now. If you've got questions for us directly, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have statements you'd just like us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. First one I see comes from Sad Boy. Question for Sinatra. Sinatra, will you ever think about reading some H.P. Lovecraft or Edgar Allan Poe?
I would love to.
Okay. Thank you, Point Curation. Tim Pool titles always seem to look like this. Oh, does he do a lot of like giant testosterone?
He does a lot of monkey type clickbaiting.
That is not clickbaiting. God damn it. It's eye catching. It's what it is.
I call it testosterone.
You guys can laugh at it, but it works.
Attack Alpaca. What is Sinatra's favorite Sinatra song? Oh, there you go.
New York, New York, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. Peter Silak 313 says, I have a comment. Monkey. Well, there you go.
Monkey. Who said that?
Peter Silak 313.
Oh, Peter. Peter.
The real Peter.
Okay. I know fucketry's over, but I got a notification and it reminded me of fucketry that I was dealing with earlier that I had already burned from my brain. We were talking about diversity, and somebody said that, you keep defending these people who hate diversity, but those are the same assholes who went after Black Panther because they hate diversity. And I'm like, I wanted to jump on him and say, dude, you're fucking stupid. Like, that's ridiculous. But then I thought about it like, wait, if you love the Black Panther, then you do hate diversity because that movie is not diverse at all.
Really not.
It's 99% Black people. So I'm like, how do I respond to this?
Well, the definition of diversity has been changed.
Clearly.
Black Panther was just bog standard Marvel, by the way.
Yeah, it was okay. As a movie, as a Marvel movie, it was okay. As a movie, it certainly wasn't Best Picture of the Year Academy Award level at all. So I don't understand that at all. Necrosol says, Monkey, did you like the AOC tattoo? Did someone get it? Wait, does AOC have a tattoo, or did somebody get a tattoo of
No.
AOC?
There's a picture going around where a guy is claiming it's a tattoo on it. It looks like it's on his calf. A giant picture of her, and underneath it says justice. I'm still having problems believing that's real. But if somebody did that to themselves, I've seen worse tattoos. I mean, it's a decent likeness, but why the fuck you'd want a politician on your body is beyond me.
Midnight in Exile says, Scribe Light, who is everyone's favorite horror author? Well, by default, probably H.P. Lovecraft, I guess, just as in aggregate.
Oh,
you guys
Poe,
have any?
by far.
Poe? Satsu?
You know better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Satsu doesn't read. Sinatra?
Satsu can't read?
Doesn't.
Old school, I'd say Lovecraft. Newer, I'd say Mr. Outlaw.
Oh, there you go. Let's see. Frosted Glass says, am I the only one hoping they make a noob Cybot movie so they have to find an actor black? The outfit. The outfit has to be black enough. Jack Gunsky says, Scribe Light, could you let the chat know I'll be hosting Quiplash, other games, and a discussion about the movie Unbreakable on my channel after the stream? Well, yes, I can. And I just did. So if anybody wants to go watch Jack and all that fun, just hover over his chat there in the chat and click on the 3 little dots and go to his channel and get ready. And then my chat jumped, of course. Dark Lyle, regarding the earlier article, it was obviously factually correct, but was it morally correct? That is a good question. I will not deny that for the most part, it was factually correct. I can't fault him for that.
I actually had a moron on Twitter arguing with me the other day saying that she was taken out of context in that quote.
Which quote?
The morally correct.
Oh, was she? How?
I don't know.
Oh.
They said, go watch the whole clip. Like, motherfucker, I've seen the whole clip. If anything, we haven't played up how fucking dumb she was with what she said there.
Ebony Williams says, Sinatra says, favorite cereal?
Tricks.
Ew.
Those are for kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't see the shapes anymore because we're adults.
Says you. I got one right here that has the shapes.
Oh my God.
Well, that's because you're a kid.
Tricks will cause a stroke. Confirmed.
I only watch it or eat it when I'm watching Dragon Ball.
Let's see. And Sanguine says, also, Minions of the Zoo will be on with me, as in Sanguine, as keeper tonight, Scribe Light. All right. Well, guys, same thing for Sanguine. If you want to go watch Minions of the Zoo after the show, click on the 3 little dots next to the chat there and go to his channel.
Tall person, real quick, says Tim Pool's no longer trending. He is on mine. Every time I've refreshed, he's been there.
Yeah, he's still number 1 on mine.
Genevieve says, wait, is Sinatra a cripple now too, or also, I should say?
Nope, I'm almost completely back to normal.
Good. Devil Fruit Zero, Scribe Light, are you going to be okay? Are there any lasting effects from that article? Just that the bar for CNN has been set far, far lower, but also the bar for dumbest article ever is exceedingly high at this point.
I thought we'd hit rock bottom with CNN before, but that was bad.
That was something else. I'm trying to think back to like what was the worst one prior, and I think that whatever memory that was has been washed away, like just gone. I mean, I remember the night where we read 2 different Chris Cillizza articles, and one was completely idiotic, and the next one was reasonable, which was that sort of instance where it's like, okay, Chris Cillizza can sometimes make sense. Sometimes, broken clocks right twice a day. But this Harry Enton thing, oh, God. Oh. Let's see. Necrosel Collins says, did I miss the Overlord question? No. Satsu, have you watched Overlord yet?
What's that?
I don't know. It's a movie about Nazi ghosts and stuff that came out a couple last month or whatever. Jean says, what is the difference between being cheated on and being cucked? That's relatively
Permission.
easy. Yeah.
Right.
That's literally it. I mean, the more extreme versions of cucked is liking watching it. And being,
if you give somebody permission to have sex with someone else, that's not cheating.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lucifer never changes. Scribe Light, I am with you, Scribe. I was banging my head. That sounds oddly sexual, but whatever works for you. Hey. Functional says, if Monkey tries to read a Chris Cillizza article, would it come out sounding proper? Oh,
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh, burn.
And yes, it would.
Burn. Let's see. Genevieve says, my niece is the Overlord. She's one scary 18-month-old. There you go. How old is Pumpkin now? I just realized to ask.
4 months.
4 months? How is Pumpkin?
Oh, she's good. She just started eating food with or solid food. She was eating bananas yesterday. She doesn't quite understand why people keep poking something in her mouth, but she seems to really like the flavor.
She's still growling at you like a raptor?
Oh, she does, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
My little raptor.
Good. Functional says, I love you, Monkey.
Love you back, asshole.
Are
you an asshole?
Asshole. No, I missed something here. K. Rosaring says, what is normal? That's a very profound question.
It is whatever you want it to be.
Loving the hunt for Red October.
We all know what normal is. Stop it.
Genti Maxi says, Sinatra, have you been watching the Vic Mignogna, or however you say his name?
Vic Monogam?
Manamana?
Yes, I know what's been going on with it.
Dude, that latest tactical retreat has been fucking hilarious to watch.
What's her name? Monica Ryle? She has been just... if you guys don't follow Nick Rakita, I suggest that you do, because he has been covering it very well. Much better than I could.
Raymond Lewis says, have you seen the 1953 movie Catwomen of the Moon? Was that a Mystery Science Theater entry? Because if so, maybe. Otherwise, I don't know.
I bet Jack Cochran's seen it. I've never seen it.
Devil Fruit Zero says, Scribelight, have you heard that AOC says she is called crazy because she is as powerful as a man?
Well,
I have not heard her say that, no. I would not be surprised if she did, I suppose.
She's called crazy because she's crazy.
Did you see her say that she's as powerful as Trump?
Yes.
No.
Oh, boy.
Okay, well, let's see if she can dodge an indictment. Let's see. Jean says, Scribelight, will Razor Fist be a guest on Lords of the Night at one point? I've never met Razor Fist. I don't know if anyone else on the show has and would be able to ask them to be on the show. I mean, you can ask anybody to be on the show, I suppose, but I usually at least invite people that I've had some interaction with.
I've never spoken with him. I would love to talk to Razor Fist, though. I love his fucking rant videos. Remind me, they're I call him heavy metal Dennis Miller. He does such a great job with those.
He makes me think, like, if James Woods had a son and that son had a YouTube channel, that's, for some reason, that's what I think of when I think of Razor Fist. I don't know why that is, but
his delivery is still very, if you watch old rants from Dennis Miller's show.
Mm-hmm.
They're done in such a way that they're reminiscent of that, but still his own, and it's really cool, man. I love his stuff.
Suicide Grunts of America. Have any of you heard of SCP? I have heard of SCP. I've read a couple of SCPs. I'm sure Sinatra knows a little bit about SCP.
Yeah, I've read a couple as well.
Yep.
What is SCP?
They're
It
like
is
little
special containment procedures.
Yeah. So imagine, if you will, you remember the TV show Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
Okay. So imagine if every object that was missing and corrupting somebody in that show had its own little case file.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of what SCP is, after a fashion. Although it can also involve, cryptozoology, like Bigfoot type creatures and all types of stuff. Anything that is supernatural or oddball, interdimensional, whatevers. That kind of thing. I think that's a relatively good analogy.
Here, I'll drop you a link, Monkey.
Sure. Thank you, Dark Shade. Bring back Retro Scribe and his slow, deep voice. Yeah, well, that clip I used from that old video was, I think, when I still had my old microphone. If you'll notice, the Scribe Light avatar did not have the animated clouds at that point. So this was a sort of a transitionary period. But the way I mixed my sound back then on the microphone changed my pitch a little bit. Thank you, Ethan Long. Is it fair to compare Occasional Cortex to Sarah Palin? I don't know who Occasional Cortex is.
Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh, I'm slow on the Cortex. I apologize.
No. Palin is a little bit smarter than her. I mean, it's as close as you'll get.
Yeah.
But Cortez is a fucking moron.
K. Rozering, what do you guys think about the Rewired Soul controversy? It is a drama channel that claimed to be a mental health channel. I have not heard of that. Have you guys heard of that?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of them. But any channel out there claiming to be a mental health channel better be being very careful.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be licensed for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, or at least put a big disclaimer up front saying that, this is not medical advice or something. I mean, even most TV shows put some kind of disclaimer in there saying, consult an actual doctor. Don't take this as whatever. Let's see. Chadwick Dupree says, Monkey, you just need to look it up and listen to a few. You'll be hooked. I'm assuming the SCP stuff.
Yeah, look up the Vulgan if you want to hear some good SCPs.
Yeah, they're like little contained creepypastas sometimes too, oftentimes. Wandering Lisa says, Palin, although crazy, is still kind of hot. Well, no, actually, Lisa Ann playing Palin in Nailin' Palin is kind of hot. Palin by herself is not so much hot anymore. What else? Let me see if I missed anything when my chat jumped. Mono Winter says, Lords of the Night, could you be the man who is the one banging another man's wife in a cuckold?
Yes, I have been that man.
I have been that man as well. Although it wasn't, I mean, it was mechanically a cuckold. I don't believe that that's what he thought was going on, or wasn't done for some gratification on the other guy's part. But that's what was happening, like I say, effectively.
Nah.
See, John says, Scribe Light, why did VidCon give Steve Shives money? Does Steve Shives even know that he won yet? Because did he block VidCon?
I don't know if he can see their tweets or not. Because the Green Brothers, who functionally run, I mean, it's become bigger than them, but I believe they're still the CEOs of it. Mm-hmm. They are raging leftists, man.
I'm so curious to know how much that grant actually amounts to.
I think it's like $2,000.
Really? Wow. Okay, that's more than I thought.
Gotta keep them lips moist.
Got to.
God. Thank you, Adabisi. Are we socialist because we have a military?
No.
That's an easy answer. Let's see. Peter Silak, Hades 313. Did you see the controversy about the poster with Congresswoman Omar and 9/11? I think it was a CPAC. Yeah, we talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
Either last night or Saturday, I think.
Saturday.
Yep. Yeah, she it was one poster at one table. Somebody took a picture, tweeted it out, and then it became this big thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Necrosol says, Satsu, have you ever seen Yan Can Cook? It's a cooking show. I've heard of it. I think I've seen it maybe once.
A lot of the cooking shows I watch, with the exception of like Babish and a few others, like I don't really. I'll see them and I'll be like, "Hey, I recognize this person," and I'll watch it, but I'd never look at the name of the channel for some reason.
You know, my favorite cooking show guy was
Mhm.
way back when, and I don't remember his name, but he was like Louisiana Cajun, and he.
Why did you ask if we knew who he was? If you don't know,
well,
who he was?
okay, I know. Anyway,
Good
I
point.
was going to say his catchphrase was "I guarantee." He'd be like putting something together and cooking it over. He's like, oh, you know, this tastes ooh la la, ooh, I guarantee. That guy. I don't know who I forget his name. He was an old guy, but maybe you recognize. I thought maybe you'd recognize the catchphrase. That's all. But,
I recognize it from the chips that they did, the Cajun chips. Their catchphrase for commercials, but I never knew his name.
Yeah, I like the Foodlicious. I think he's funny.
Yeah, he had like a blue shirt and red suspenders, I remember, and he was kind of an elderly guy, but he had a really great personality. Was funny. Let's see. Dionysus says that was Justin Wilson. Was it? Okay. I'll take your. John says Emerald LaGrasse. No, it wasn't Emerald LaGrasse or LaGrosse or whatever his name is. No. That's the BAM guy. John says, when will SNL poke fun at AOC? I don't know. They may have already done so. I don't watch SNL anymore. So.
Oh, they know that.
Unless there's some major scandal with her, they're never going to do it.
Diesel Dave says, Scribe like the Cajun Cook. Is that his name? Okay. Cajun Cook. Ebony Williams says, Satsu, what's your favorite episode of Binging with Babish? Binging with Babish? I don't know.
I like any episode where he's like recreating stuff from, because he does a lot of and it doesn't have to make sense either. So like he'll do stuff from like cartoons and shit. So he did the last thing I saw was the double battered deep fried hamburger shit like that on a stick. Yeah, and he basically made a double cheeseburger, battered it, fried it, and then battered it again, and then fried it again, stuck a big ass stick in it, and was like, yeah. And then they tasted it and was like, oh shit, this is actually delicious. But I like when he does stuff like that, because it's just, you know, either it fails miserably or he's like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. Yeah, I like that stuff.
Let's see. Cody Fry says, Skylight, my family has been quoting that guy for a long time. Had no idea it came from an actual Cajun. Yeah, I had one of those memories. I remember, I think it was on PBS or something. This is before cooking shows became as ridiculously popular as they are now. This is back when like Julia Child was like a thing, kind of, sort of. Frosted Glass says, how has Steve Shives not thought of advertising sunblock yet?
That's pretty good.
Let's see. Chadwick Dupree. Sinatra, I'm surprised you started a creepypasta channel. Most of the creepypasta channels are being demonetized because of repeat material.
I don't get monetization anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I did watch a girl eat a 15-pound lobster the other day.
Oh, you mentioned that. That sounds disgusting.
It looked disgusting. I mean, hold on. The lobster looked delicious. Her eating it, though, did not look so great. And I've never seen a lobster that big before. Like the claw, when she like took the meat out of there, I'm just like, usually you go to a restaurant or whatever, you got a decent size, a little something, you crack the claw and it's a little bit of meat in there or whatever. I'm like, dude, that is like a fucking giant steak of like lobster meat. I've never seen anything like that before. And she was smashing.
Let's see. What did I see? Angry Illinois says, Scribe Light, it was the Frugal Chef. I think you mean the Frugal Gourmet. The Frugal Gourmet, yeah, he had his own cooking show, but I forget when it was. It was either the early 2000s or something. He got like arrested or charged with like sex abuse of children.
Whoa.
Yeah, I remember this story because like I said, my mom, my parents would watch these cooking shows, and I remember the Frugal Gourmet was one of them. I couldn't remember the Cajun guy's name, but it was always Julia Child, Frugal Gourmet, the Cajun guy, and there was another one I'm forgetting. Either way, so a story came across the wire, let's say many years ago, that said, Frugal Gourmet or star of Frugal Gourmet charged in sex abuse scandal or something. I don't remember the details, but I remember that much because it was one of those things that's like, I remember that guy. I used to watch that guy on TV. So, Frosted Glass, do you like movies about gladiators? Have you ever seen a grown man naked? Yeah. Yeah, thanks for that. Let's see. What else I miss? Okay. Peter says, has anyone seen the YouTube videos about miniature cooking? People make tiny pizzas in tiny pizza ovens.
Oh,
and shit.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I've heard of
that's
that.
a channel. I love that channel. I don't know why
Never
watching
heard
that
of
is so fucking mesmerizing.
Never heard of it, but I'm not surprised. Thank you, Sanguine. Shives brand sunblock would be a lead line burqa, so it says block 100% of the sun's rays. Lead line burqa. Oh my god. Sassy Shelley says that poor lobster was probably older than the girl was. Kind of sad to think about. Yeah, 15-pound lobster. That's just how much does a 15-pound lobster cost? Good God.
Shit, I don't know, but
I mean,
shit.
hell, just buying a lobster tail at a regular restaurant costs me an arm and a leg sometimes. Let's see. Mata Winter says, does Sassy's new cooking show have food wars effects when you taste your food?
No.
You put explosions coming out around your lips when you like have something spicy.
Well, that show is notorious for like having really like dramatic scenes. Like after they eat the food, they'll like transport to this world and their clothes will fucking blast off and all kinds of crazy shit. It's that show gets really ridiculous with the food, but it's entertaining.
Let's see. Jack Unsky says, anybody ever watch the channel where the Japanese guy makes knives out of weird materials like chicken bones or cardboard?
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I just saw him make one out of fucking, I think it was bread. Yeah. He made one out of bread.
I've seen some channels and shows on or episodes on YouTube or whatever where guys will make like custom cutlery or something out of like crazy spare metal they have around. Like one guy made some kind of what was it? I forget. What's it called? There's a style of making a knife that's all wavy and everything. I'm suddenly forgetting the name of it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and anyway, so he took a whole bunch of like spare washers, just like metal washers that you use in plumbing, and he just melted these things down and then used them to make this knife. And the pattern of the washers, I mean, he folded it over 20 million times as he went, but the actual shape of the washers as they distorted and stuff stayed within the metal as he sharpened it down to a blade. So it had this really cool pattern on it. And you could still kind of detect where the washers were.
It's called Chris.
Oh, Damascus steel, Mata Winter says. Yes, Damascus. That's what I was looking for.
That's what it's called in Counter-Strike Go too. Damascus.
A Chris knife, Damascus steel. Yeah, I think that maybe Damascus steel is the style. I guess maybe the way of forging it, but the knife shape itself might have been different. Grisella says, if I only had one arm and one leg, I would go into restaurants and say, I've only eaten here once. It's expensive just to mess with people. Oh.
I see what you did.
Necrosol says, Stephen Chow movie, God of Cookery. Anyone? Never heard of it.
God of Cookery.
God of Cookery. Jenna P says, if you have a blue lobster at your aquarium, don't joke. It will turn purple if you cook it. Or no, don't joke, it'll turn purple if you cook it. I believe it. Purple lobster.
I want some seafood now.
Let's see. Chadwick says a 15-pound lobster will cost you $180 roughly, depending on the restaurant. That's still too much.
What's really funny though is like these people who make these mukbang channels or whatever, like they jumped on it at the right time because she had, when I checked the video, and not that one in particular, but there was a video on her channel that had over 500,000 views, and I'm like, that's That's about $2,000 worth of revenue right there.
Yeah,
Spending $180 on a lobster.
that's good return.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of that channel? I think it's called Primitive Survival. The guy who just makes mud huts and like lives in them.
Oh
No.
yeah. He was featured in which one was it, this year? I mean, last year or the year before? YouTube Rewind.
That's an interesting channel.
Yeah. It was either last year or the year before, but yeah, he was featured in YouTube Rewind once.
My favorite Survivor show guy is Survivor Man. He was legit. He was all by himself, no camera crew, dropped off in the middle of nowhere. He's great.
I loved Survivor Man because he would have to make the shot of him walking away. And
And
he
then-
would walk
yes.
back and get the camera. And
Exactly, because every distant shot of him on the ridge of a mountain or something off in the distance, you just, I mean, after watching a few shows, you realized, oh, wait, he has to set up the camera, walk all the way out there, walk back, and then run all the way back to get the camera and do it all over again. And that was part of the reason he stopped doing that show after its first run, is just because it was physically completely exhausting. In addition to the fact that he had to survive, usually without any food, for like a week, he was also having to do double duty just to film and record his show. And so my respect for him was far, far above anyone else, like Bear Grylls and all those other guys. He was hardcore, and I liked him.
There's another show with like two young boys that make like swimming pools and shit, like just like natural swimming pools or like hot tubs and stuff out of just shit that they find around. And I get addicted to those over on Facebook.
Jean asked, "What did you guys do for Mardi Gras?"
Nothing.
I slept because I'm not in New Orleans.
When the fuck was Mardi Gras?
Yeah, Fat Tuesday. Yeah, it's.
No idea.
Motto Winter says, "Lords of the Night, do you know you shouldn't use iodized salt for pickling?" Well, given that I've never pickled anything before, except maybe my liver, no, I did not know that.
now I know.
And knowing's half the battle.
Don't you use pickling salts?
Yeah, isn't there a special mix for that or something?
My mom used to do that stuff, but I mean, God, that was a long time ago.
Peter Silac Hades 313. They are making a Tyson movie. Who would you cast to play him? Well, wasn't there was a Tyson movie, like an HBO movie years and
HBO
years
made
ago?
one, yeah.
Yeah, and the trainer was played by George Scott, I think. George C. Scott, I think, played his trainer in that movie.
Customato.
Who would play
Who would I
now,
have play
though?
Tyson? Ooh.
Kevin Hart.
I cast Satsu.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Your boy Pat.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, hell, I think your boy Pat's
Wasn't it-
probably more beefy than Tyson was.
No, Tyson was a monster at his
Was
prime.
Tyson was a
Yeah.
monster, yeah.
Okay, yeah, at his peak. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
I would get one of the Nigerians that beat up Jesse Smollett.
You put that on his IMDb page. It's like Tyson movie, and then below that, assault on Jesse Smollett.
You guys
Rogan.
ever listen to his podcast?
Jesse Smollett.
No, Mike Tyson.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's amazing. Dude, he's such an animal.
Oh,
Tyson's great. He's funny.
He's calmed down a lot, but you can tell he's still got a little bit of that I'll fuck you till you love me in him.
Peter says that Joe Rogan suggested Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx isn't big enough.
Yeah, he's too lanky. He's too lanky to play Tyson. He needs somebody. a
He
little
talked
bit
like him
more-
though.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If you look
He
at
can do that easy.
some
Well,
of-
didn't he impersonate Tyson in Living Color?
I think so.
Probably.
I think he probably did. Yeah.
if you look at some of Tyson's pictures from his prime, the dude is just a giant.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he never had the definition that like Holyfield did, but he was definitely jacked. I mean, he was a big motherfucker.
Frosted Glass asks, if someone offered you human meat that was safe to eat, would you try it?
No.
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 And I guess we'll end with this. Backscan says, Scribe, you guys should check out the channels Sean Woods and Joseph Carter, the Mink Man. Woods does traps and Carter trains minks to hunt rats. How to Got 150 Rats on One Trip. That's, man, anything for entertainment. It all exists. If you think of it, you can find it.
Like, check this out. Look how big Tyson was.
Yeah, he's a big bitch.
Oh yeah.
He was a big motherfucker.
And Functional says Scribe Light. It was Keenan Ivory Wayans did Tyson. Okay, I thought for me it was Jamie Foxx. But anyway, guys, that is the top of the hour and thus the end of the show. So everyone, thank you so much for showing up tonight, as you guys always do. You guys are the best audience. Seriously, anybody could ever ask for it. Your participation, your contributions. You guys are collectively the extra Lord of the Night. Usually the fourth, but tonight it'll be the fifth. Let's see. Now, you guys aren't Monkey Satsu. You're not game streaming tonight, or are you doing something after the show?
No.
No, not tonight.
And Sinatra, you have anything you want to plug before we split spill?
I should have a new creepypasta out tomorrow.
All right. So, guys, I've added Sinatra's channel link to the description as well as his Twitter. So if you don't know anything about Sinatra or want to go check him out, information's in the below. Sure thing. Sinatra was the very first person I ever did a guest video for when I started my YouTube channel.
Still on the channel.
Yeah. Well then, guys, thank you for joining us. Everyone who let me get my spiel going correctly before my brain falls apart. Moderators, thank you for watching the channel, even though our audience is the best behaved in the world. Everyone who donated, thank you so much for your generosity. I honestly can never tell you how much I appreciate it. Remember, guys, per usual, tomorrow will be on Monkey's channel at the regular time. But aside from that, Monkey, Satsu, thank you for joining me. Sinatra, thank you for coming on and being a guest after a little hiatus. And I'm glad that you're feeling better and back in action.
Thank you for having me.
And everyone else, your lives make us sad. And we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Fuck off.
Let's see. So, as usual, I'm going to my copy of Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, The Romance and Sexual Sorcery of Sadomasochism. And turning to a random page. Today's secret word is sleeker. Sleeker, for clarification's sake.